basic F chord. And then we're going to reharmonize this C chord. Now let's reharmonize those chords. Okay, next, let's use some open voicings. Nice and flowing. Now we're going to use some 2-5-1 chord progressions. 2-5-1. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is KC back again with another exciting video. In this video, you and I are about to jump into some reharmonization techniques over the 1 chord and over the 4 chord. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. This is perfect for the absolute beginner as well as my intermediate musicians. So in the key of C, here is the 1 chord, and then here is the 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you have a C chord and an F chord. Now you probably noticed in the example, what I did was I went leading into the 4 chord. So I started off with the 4 chord. So let me explain that. So I did this. 3, 3, 4, 4, and then going to the 1. 7, 7, 1, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm leading into that 1 chord. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the bass a little bit lower here, drop it down an octave, and I'm gonna play a C chord over E, because E is leading me to the 4 chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're trying to get to this F chord. So here we are. So C chord over E. Now you see my F chord, I moved that down in inversion. So inversion means to move the top note up or down. In this instance, I'm going to move the C down here. So that's my F chord. All right. So C over E. And feel free to download the PDF, the study guide, the MIDI tracks, the MIDI files rather, and I'm also going to include that play along track. So that's why I highly encourage you guys to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, comment below, give me that encouragement. It means so much to me. So I really value your opinions and your comments and your love and your support. So anyway, let's get back to this lesson real quick. So we have a C over E to the F chord. And then we're gonna play, we're trying to get to the C chord. All right, so how can we get there? We're gonna do a G chord over the B, and then up to the C. All right, so we're trying to get to the 4 chord. So the way we did that was this C over E to the, so now we're on that F major chord, which is our 4 chord. And then we do that twice. So this is like level 1. We're gonna do 5 different levels in this video. So the 3rd level is kind of like a bonus. So this is level 1. And then we're going to the 1 chord. So this is my 5 over 7. And you always want to make sure you look at that green ring. This is telling you where I'm going or what bass notes we're building these chords off of. So this is a G chord over a B, which is basically a G chord, and I just inverted or dropped the B down. All right, so now I'm on a C chord. So it's a C chord inversion, the lower version inversion. So this is root 1st and 2nd. So it's a C 2nd inversion. All right, so let's make sure you can play that, because I want to make sure my beginners are taken care of. All right, here we go. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Now you guys are going to be able to use this in talk music. So if you're just kind of playing behind the person who's speaking, and then now that's super basic, okay? So we want to take it up a notch. So let's go to step 2. In this level or level 2, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 2. So watch this. Our first chord was this C over E to the F major over the F. So what we're gonna do is, instead of playing this C basic chord, we're gonna add a 2, and then I'm gonna drop this E down here. Same chord, I'm just adding the 2. The same thing for this F chord. This is a F first, second inversion, and I'm gonna add the 2. So watch this. So that's a F2. All right, instead of going, amazing grace, how sweet. I could have done that. How sweet the sound, how sweet. I did this, how sweet. All right, so what did I do there? So C over E, add the 2, F2 over F. Watch this. Now I'm doing a G chord, a G chord over G. Here's my G chord, and that's first, second inversion. And then I'm going to this chord here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the 2, so G2. Now this is gonna get super interesting because I'm doing an F major over A. But what I'm gonna do is do the F2. So, and you probably noticed in the example I did this. So I did a little lead in. So let's talk numbers here. So here's 3 to the 4, 5 to the 6. So 3 chord, and this is, you hear a lot of musicians say, go to the 3 chord. Here you go. To the 4 chord. Now let's go to the 5 chord. To the 6 chord. All right, so. Now let's keep this moving, all right? So what did I do? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the 1. So watch this. My 7 chord is a 5 over 7, and you all know in this second level we're adding the 2. So what's a 5 chord? It's a G, but we're gonna add the 2. So that's an A. So that's a G with the added 2 over B. So it's a G chord over B, but I'm adding the 2. Now I'm back home to the C chord, and I'm gonna add the 2. So that's my 2. So 5 over 2, 1 over 1. And I like to use green, white over green. So white over green would be 3, my C chord over E, and then watch this. This is a substitution for the C chord. So watch this. We can do this. Amazing grace, or watch this. Amazing grace. So this is a nice substitution or way to reharmonize using the add 2 technique. So what I'm doing here is, let's break that down. That's my 5 over the 7 to the 1. So, and then watch this. Now, what am I doing right there? This is a B major chord over D, and then C over E. So what I did there was, instead of a basic B flat chord, I added the 2, and then that's over the D, and then I just did that little lick. So, and that's basically a C major chord with the add 2 over E, which is basically a C2 chord, drop the E. Yeah, that's like a drop 2, okay? So let's review. Add. You can do the same thing. I'll slow that down for you one more time, and then we're gonna go to step 3. And you have the PDF to follow along with as well. 7 chord. Substitute the 1. So this is talk music right here. All right, so let's take this to the next level, step 3. Now, step 3, the cool thing about this is I didn't play it in an example, so I'm giving you some bonus. This is not really a bonus. I guess step 3 is a bonus because I didn't include it in the demonstration. So this is going to be a little bit more interesting because we're going to go to some open voicings in step 4. But before we go to open voicings, let's talk about some diminished 7th chords. All right, so C major 7. So this is C diminished 7. So this is a C major chord. This is a C diminished chord. And then the 7th is right here. So this is a C diminished 7th chord. Now, I want you guys to be able to play this diminished chord, inverted, invert, invert. And when I say invert or inversion, you move the bottom note up to the top. Inversion up, 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 up. All right, so let's talk about this chord. So we're trying to get to this, or, so if I can do it here. Now, what can I do to do that? Instead of that, I can do this. Ooh, oh, watch this. We're gonna have a lot of fun with step 3. All right, so what we're gonna do is I want you to pay attention to this diminished 7th chord. This diminished 7th chord is a E diminished 7th chord. So here's E major, E diminished 7th chord, because I'm going for E, I'm going to the E to the 4, which is an F major chord. Now, watch this. This is really for my intermediate musicians because you'll be able to kind of understand this concept a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is, here's my E diminished 7th chord, and I'm going to move this right here. So as you can see, I have this. All right. Now watch this. We're going to roll this to create some interesting movement. Watch this. I'm just inverting this chord up, but it's open. So as you can see this here. Oh my goodness. I can keep that going, really. So let me do that one more time so that you can catch that. That's an E diminished 7th, and I'm opening that up. See that? And I'm coming back to that F over A instead of going to the 4 chord. So watch this. Amazing grace, how sweet, or blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a... All right, so that's the substitution for the 4 chord. All right, just using that little move. Or happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Casey. Instead of going to the 4, I did that little move. All right, it's not my birthday, but anyway, you get the gist. So that's the substitution for the 4. All right, and what could you do to substitute for the 1 or get you to that 1 chord? Watch this. We're gonna do this. So what I'm doing is I'm on the 7 to the 1. Now, what can I do there? I can do a B diminished 7th chord. Here is B major, diminished 7th, and I'm gonna open that up right here. So it's kind of like an F diminished 7th over B. So watch this. I'm going to move this up. That's a nice substitution for a C chord, or a nice progression to get you to a C chord. Now, let me play that again and I'll talk about what I'm doing. I'm here, move up, invert it up. I can go here. I can keep going. I really encourage you guys to go through and experiment with these chords. Don't just play what I'm playing, but take it up to the next level and keep experimenting with these inversions. All right. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to land right here. This is a substitution for the 1 chord. So again, I did Amazing Grace. Watch this. Amazing Grace, or happy birthday to you. You probably could do it there. I don't want to get too far off task. right, that's going to the 5. What did I do? Here's the 5. I can do this. I'll do that again. That's a C diminished 7 chord that we talked about. But I'm opening it up. Go up and again to the 5, which is a G chord. All right. So anyway, I don't want to get too far off, but I'm showing you guys some creative ways to reharmonize and to also substitute the basic 1 chord. So instead of playing basic 1, you can do this. There you go. That's just my C over E. So, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved. All right, so let's keep this moving. Okay, so now we're going to go to step 4. Step 4, super simple. It kind of feels like you're playing step 2, but you're opening this up. So now we're going to open voicings. And this is what a lot of gospel musicians do. Yellow Jackets as well. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the jazz band. Russell Ferrante. These are those type of chords that you hear him play. And I broke these down into I think it's called pretty chord progressions. Free video here on YouTube. So that's why I'm encouraging you guys to subscribe and make sure you click that notification bell so you're able to hear when new videos come up or come out, because this is kind of like an overshadowing of the pretty chord progressions video. So here we go. So instead of playing this, I'm going to do this. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking this through because I broke this down in that video. So this is my 3 chord. So I did this, left hand, right hand. Here's my 4 chord. Again, you have the PDF to follow along with as well. Watch this. So my 5 chord is this. And that's a nice little stretch. If you don't have to stretch, or if you don't have the width to be able to do so, or practice to do so, I have a video called All Fingers Matter, which shows you how to stretch your fingers. All right, here we go. So this, my 5 chord. Watch this 6 chord. All right, so we have that. It's basically like an F over A. I'm just opening it up. So let's review. Watch this. Instead of going up, what did I do? Watch this. All right, so here we go. So this is my 7th chord, which is a G over B. All right, but I'm adding that too. Watch this. Now, look at this chord. I just went backwards, but I kept this moving up. Watch this. So that's boom, boom. There we go. And this is where I'm going to end on the 6. This is my 6th chord. Now watch this. I did a little lick or a little nuance that we did in the Expand series. Y'all are missing out on that Expand series. I cover so much, and I cover it in all 12 keys, all these different nuances and licks. I cover a whole bunch of stuff in the Expand series, a lot of nice formulas. So let's cover this. Now what I'm going to do is this lick right here. So I'll do that slower. Now I have a formula for that. All right, and then we're gonna keep this moving up. Right hand, and this is over the F. Same type of feel, same type of movement. So let's break that down. Watch this. So I'm resolving to the 3. So this is in the right hand, left hand. Boom, boom. Left hand. So let's do this together. 2, 3. Watch like showing you different nuances and things if you don't know how to use it. So watch this. You remember I said Amazing Grace. Watch this. That's a substitution for a 1 chord. That's crazy. Or happy birthday. Watch this. Happy birthday. Any song that you have that goes to the 1 chord. Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace. And I'm using these generic songs because I'm not trying to have any copyright strikes. All right. All right. So there we go. Now, what's the substitution for the 1 chord again? Oh my goodness. So, Amazing Grace. So as you can see, you can use either one of these as a substitution for the 1 chord. Or this one. All right. So I think the last level, level 5, we did some chord progressions, and I did a bunch of 2-5-1s. Now I have a crazy video series coming out really soon. We're going to cover a whole bunch of you guys have asked me, man, I need some more 2-5-1 reharmonization, and I don't want you to do a whole bunch of talking. I want you to demonstrate and be able to slow it down. So that's coming really soon. So let's talk about these 2-5-1s. So that melody line that was boom, 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 in the demo. So I did this. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, I think went up on some nice arpeggios. So with that being said and done, let's talk about this. This is a 5-1-4 in the key of C. And you need to check out the 72 chord progressions. That video is free too. But this is called a 5-1 to the 4 in the key of C. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4. For my classical and jazz musicians, this is known as a 2-5-1 in the key of F major. All right, so let's talk about it. And I'm not gonna spend a lot of time going through the theoretical part about this or breakdown, but this is basically a B flat major 7 chord, and I'm going to resolve it. So, and this is a B flat major 7 over a G7, okay? And this gives you that nice G minor 9. So, and then I'm trying to resolve this down to the 5 to the 1. All right, so in the key of F, 2, 5, 1. All right, but my gospel musicians, this is a 5-1-4. So, Amazing Grace, how sweet. So here we go. So that's B major 7 over the G7, which gives us G minor 9. And we're going to take that down like this. All right, and that's a C. And that's basically like a B flat major 7. And I'm resolving that. It's almost like a C9, really. So there we go, C9 with the added 13. So what did I do? Resolve that, C major, and then watch this. All right, and that's an F major chord with the add 2. So you hear that a lot. Now the next chord progression that I did was a 3-6-2 in the key of C. You hear this a lot. This takes you to the 2 chord in the key of C. Now, my jazz classical musicians, you guys are going to call this a 2-5-1 in the key of D minor, right? So this is a 2-5-1 in the key of D minor. So my gospel musicians, 3-6-2. All right, so here we go. Let's break that down. Let's do it like this. I'll just do a G major over this is an E7. And then I'm going to resolve this nice little diminish over a major. So that's a G diminished 7 over A major. See that? Together. And that gives you an A7 with a flat 9. All right, so Let's do that. There we go. We'll end like that. So that's a D minor, 7 with 11. And basically where I'm thinking this of is like a F major over D. I'm just opening it up there. Hopefully you can see this. If you want to get real fancy, you can, instead of this, you can. Oh, that's some old 1990 R&B. 1980s R&B. So let me break that down. And then I'll do it again. That's a crazy chord. A7, flat 9, flat 13 with, looks like I'm adding a 5 there on that A. Nice little D minor 9 with the 11. And that's that right there. All right, so F major with a 9 over a D. So that's how you get a D minor 9, 11. All right, so let's keep this moving. That's 5 on 4. 3, 6, 2, and then I'm gonna do a 7, 3, 6. And a lot of gospel musicians, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. 7, that's saved. All right, so now this chord here, this is one of those sharp 9, flat 5 chords we're familiar with. All right, so this is a D, B, 7 with that sharp 9, flat 5, 7, 3, 6. My gospel musicians know this is 7, 3, 6. My classical and my jazz musicians will know this is 2, 5, 1 in the key of A minor. So here's the first chord, second chord, another sharp 9, but this time with a sharp 5. And this is in the key of E. So yeah, I have this here. Again, you have the PDF to follow this. And then to my 6th chord, or my A minor. I think I did something like that. So that's resolve. And that's a stretch with that left hand. It's just an A minor chord. Just open. So, bum, 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 bum. All right, and then 2, 5, 1 in the key of C. That's 2. This is super basic. F major 7, and that's over a D. So you get that D minor 9, 2. Watch this. 5, and that's a G9 with the 13. Y'all know this as the 543. Y'all remember that? All right. So 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, and so that's a G9. And my left hand is doing that G7, and I'm adding this here. And then closing it out right there. Nothing fancy. So, boom, 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 boom. Again. So that's all right. And I think I went up on a pentatonic. Now I'm not gonna go through how this becomes a pentatonic, but I basically did these 2 fingers, these 3, repeated, 2, 3, 2, 3. But it's a G pentatonic. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. But I just started the 2 like this. All right, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this lesson. I had a lot of fun putting this together. I missed you guys. I was on vacation and was able to go see family for the first time since this COVID has taken place. So anyway, I'm super excited to have you guys back here with me. We have a lot of amazing videos coming up, and you all know that, of course, I love you, but I never like to close out any video without letting you guys know that today is a new day, it's a new life, it's a new opportunity for you to become a better you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you really soon with the next video upload. Feel free to go to the website, download the free study guide, the PDF, MIDI files, play along track. Play along with the track, upload it, tag me on IG at Pretty Simple Music. I would love to see what you can play with that play along track. Love you guys and see you in the next video.